Hey everybody, Jason here. So I'm out in the tiny cabin and today's the day I'm going to run a little bit of wiring and start putting in some insulation. It's a cold day. We're in December now. It's sitting around 0 degrees. The forecast is supposed to be like -2, but yeah, grabbed a thermometer, hung it up, so I'm going to keep an eye on the temperature out here. I also picked up a propane heater, so I'm going to test that out here. I got this Lil Buddy, Mr. Heater, Lil Buddy. So it's a propane heater, so you've got to be careful of carbon monoxide. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about using this heater, but I do want to see how I can heat the space. Eventually I'd like to put in a small wood stove or something like that, but I'm not at that point yet, so I'd like to see how I can heat the space. Carbon monoxide is definitely an issue, so I'm going to leave the door cracked a bit, which makes me feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to heat it and then having cold air. But yeah, I'm going to leave the door cracked a bit for some fresh air. Obviously the heater is going to be a flame as well. It's going to use up oxygen, and so am I. The space is 50 square feet, which is like really nothing. The heater heats 100 square feet. So what I'm hoping is that it produces a good amount of heat, that I can turn it on, get the temperature up to whatever, 10 degrees, and then turn it off and see how it goes. So yeah, I'm still setting up in here to begin working, but when I get the heater set up, I'll show you what it looks like, and then what we'll do is we'll do a little experiment even and see how long it takes to get a reasonable amount of heat in here, and hopefully I don't pass out and die. Okay, so first off, the base on this thing really sucks. The propane canister is just so wobbly. It's also hard to tell. I think it is lit now. The pilot's definitely going. Oh yeah, I can see flame up on the heater element starting and a bit of smoke or whatever. So yeah, so I guess it is going. Oh yeah. So there's definitely a fair amount of heat over the top. So anyway, so yeah, let's do something. So it is going now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set up a timer and, or I guess a stopwatch. And we'll just see how long it takes. Well, it's interesting because the thermometer is already showing that it's above 0 now. And I only just lit that, so it's probably increasing temperature just from my own body heat, so super interesting. Okay, so anyway, start the stopwatch. Okay, so yeah, we'll just keep an eye on the time, the temperature, make sure I don't knock that over as I'm working on other things, and we'll see how long it takes to warm up in here. Left lots of extra cable here for later on when I add the outlets and do basically finish off the electrical. So I'm just going to attach this. I want it to stick out enough so that my paneling will be flush with the inside edge, I guess. So I'm just going to take one of these and I'll hold it up. And then that'll give me my position for whereabouts I want to attach that to the wall. Okay, and basically I'm just gonna take a screwdriver and get it in there. So yeah. Okay, well, we're up to 10 degrees in here. You know, carbon monoxide's odorless, so I can't tell you, no idea about that. There is a faint smell of, you know, propane burning, but other than that, nothing. It's warmer up at the roof. This heater doesn't have like a fan or anything, so all the heat's just rising, and then it's, I guess, just moving around, convection maybe. So yeah, timer is 43 minutes. So yeah. While this has been going, I'm gonna stop the timer because we know it's been about 40 minutes to get to 10 degrees. Like, it took me, I don't know, probably 10 minutes to just organize before I started filming, running the wire or whatever. Obviously, it seems like I haven't done anything, but yeah, it's just moving around. I've got a couple lights in here to light it up a bit better for video, so moving that stuff around, moving the camera around, it takes time to film. So I don't know if I want to keep it running out here and see how warm I can get it, run it for another 45 minutes to get it up to 20. I don't know. I am concerned about the carbon monoxide. I'm happy with the 10 degrees. I'd prefer around 15 or something like that. That'd be nice and comfortable to be out here doing stuff, but it's definitely better than 0. So I'm gonna lean on the side of caution. I'm gonna turn the heater off, and yeah, I think that what I'd like to see now is just how quickly the temperature drops out here. What can I say? The insulation isn't in yet. Once it is insulated, it won't be perfectly insulated compared to a house because I'm not doing anything for the ceiling. I'm only going to do the walls. But I think that for the purpose of the tiny cabin will help hold in a substantial amount of heat. So yeah, so I think I'm going to turn off the Lil Buddy heater and see how quickly the temperature drops. So the intention isn't to have this place wired up for a lot of electrical. A part of me thinks, why even bother put any wiring or electrical in it at all? You know, I'd be happy to have just a little cabin and a little wood stove that I could cook on, and be able to take this out into the bush, leave it out there as a, you know, tiny little cabin to go spend the weekend, or as a caravan to, you know, go across the country or whatever. You know, just to have something that's a little bit more secure, a little bit more comfortable than my hammock. So electrical, part of me thinks, you know, it's a glorified tent, really. But then I think, okay, well, I can add a little bit of comfort if I put just the small amount of investment. I can run a couple receptacles, I can get a solar panel, and you know, maybe, you know, after a trip, or if I'm out in the bush, I might want to charge my phone, or might want to charge camera batteries, or you know, possibly even have my laptop out here, and who knows, maybe I'd even do some video editing before heading home. And running 2 receptacles, I think, gives me more than enough to play with and, you know, just be that little bit more comfortable, or have a little bit more access to, you know, the things that would make life a little bit easier if I was to spend any significant amount of time out here. Cool little nest. Okay, so I've got all the rigid foam in the wall, and now what I want to do is use some of this higher expansion. I say higher because it's the same brand that I used around the windows, but around the windows I did low expansion foam. I'm going to use high expansion foam now to fill in this gap above the top plate of the framing. So I'm going to spray this, and then I'm going to get out of here. It's, you're not supposed to be in the environment afterwards because of the fumes, but yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do until that's done anyway. So I'll come back tomorrow, I'll trim it away and start working on the vapor barrier. Now I'm going to say as well, something I did was, I don't know if the camera picks it up at all, but up in the top corners up here, I put in some masking tape just in the very top corner. The roof comes down to the paneling on the exterior, but here and there's a bit of a gap. And I don't want the foam escaping and coming out and being all nasty. So I'm hoping that the masking tape will just hold it on this side, and it doesn't matter that masking tape isn't like weatherproof or anything like that. The foam will be good enough. The gaps aren't gigantic. It's mainly just so that it doesn't, you know, blow out and you know, just look hideous on the outside. So yeah, 1 minute of shaking and then away I go. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all the rigid foam in place, and I've gone and I've done all of the spray foam here and there. You can see in a few spots with it poking out. Then I've taken my pull saw and I've cleaned it all up. So anything that was extending past the front of the 2x4, I've just trimmed back so that it would be flush. I'm going to put plastic vapor barrier up now, and then once that's done I'll do the wall paneling. So I have to make sure all the foam is back within the wall cavity itself. Another thing I did was, I didn't like how, I don't know if you can see in the camera, maybe you can, down at the bottom, I didn't like how I had the wires just poking out, so I got another box, I guess, and put it in there and then ran the wires in. So that's going to be a lot tidier. Anyway, yeah, so now it's time to get the vapor barrier up, and yeah, so that should be fun. Okay, well, insulation's in the walls, vapor barrier's up, electrical's run. I think that's it for this video. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, in the next one I'll start paneling the interior walls, and we'll go from there. So if you did like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, okay? Thanks for watching.